This is always awkward at first to get back in the groove of. All right, hi. How you guys doing? How you been? Fuck it. Hello there. My name is Jordan. I live in the Pacific Northwest and I want to be a published writer. But today we're gonna catch up. We're gonna talk about what I've been doing. We're gonna talk a little bit about what's happening in the world. And then we're gonna talk about these two reverse harem series that my loves, you need to read. It's gonna be your #1 survival tip to making it through the apocalypse. Because what's better when life is horrible and terrible than to just pretend like it doesn't exist and dive into a fucking awesome book, right? So first, what have I been up to? By the way, there will be timestamps down below if you don't want to listen to me ramble and you just want to get to the juicy, good reverse harem marvelousness. Well, honestly, it's consisted a lot of diving into this app that everyone thinks is for teenagers but is secretly just for lesbian adult women. Just me? Is that just my For You page? Yes, I have succumbed to the immense joy and silliness that is TikTok. And fuck you for judging me if you haven't tried it out for yourself yet, because when your business has fallen through, you're not an essential person, and you are holding on by a thread, you hold on to any type of happiness that you can have, okay? Anyways, yeah, so I've been having a lot of fun with TikTok. It's stupid and silly, and I partly hate myself for it, but also, like, fuck it. The other thing I've been doing is editing. I've been doing a shit ton of editing on my book. Finally being able to dedicate, like, time, because that's all I have now. And I know that I am very flippant, and there's a lot of reasons to be frustrated and upset, but there's also a lot of reasons I have to be grateful. And I what was I saying? What was I saying? Writing! Yeah, I've been editing my book, and it's been super dope. If you guys would be interested to hear any of it, I would love to read you maybe the prologue. Okay. Oh, Eric's home. Shit. You know I can't do these videos in front of people. Anyways, yeah, so that's kind of what I've been doing lately. Just trying to make it through. Focusing on some creative things. Let me know in the comments what you guys have been doing with this insanity, and please, please, please be safe and healthy and don't lose your sanity. Which brings me to how I think, how I've been partly surviving this, is just reading all of the things. And I have fallen in love with these two new authors, Carolyn Peckham and Susanne. Both of them are incredible, they're amazing, and there are these two reverse harem series that I really, really want you guys to hear about, but Eric's home, so it's gonna have to wait, okay? I will chat with you about it later.
And hello, I am back. Movie magic. I have showered, I am clean, and the sun is setting, so the exposure on this next bit is just gonna be awesome. Okay, so we have two series to talk about today. Dark Fae and Zodiac Academy. Technically, Dark Fae is really the only one that is reverse harem, so I'm gonna talk about that one first. The reason I'm including Zodiac Academy is because it kind of has a reverse harem-esque vibe to it in the beginning of the story. It's marketed as a high school bully romance, and I've never even heard of that before I read this book. I didn't even know that it was like a genre, so just goes to show you how much of a smut-loving imposter I am. But anyways, I've now been introduced to the genre, and it's hard, it's difficult, and I don't think that there are many people who can pull it off well. Both of these book series are set in the same world, the world of Solaria, as well as, like, you know, the human realm, but like the magic and everything takes place in the place called Solaria. At least that's how I pronounce it. Solaria, 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 Solaria. I think I like that one better. Now, I don't know if I've made this known or not, but I am a goddamn sucker for incredible world building. It's like my favorite part of writing. It's my favorite part of reading fantasy books because I love to see like the creative ways that people come up with these amazing magical structures and worlds. So you've got these orders. So everyone's fae, and then there are different orders of fae. So like your vampires, your werewolves, cyclops, phoenix, etc., etc. And each order has like their own special order powers. And like order abilities, and then also fae just across the board have the ability to like heal minor things and like do this thing called power sharing with other fae. They also take astrology and roll that into their magical structure. So like if you are born, you know, in like Cancer, I'm Cancer, I would have the water element. I would be able to wield the water element. There are certain fae who are really powerful and they're gifted with multiple elements, but it's really rare, and mostly people are just have their one birth element, which I thought was really cool. So like the fae is like this overarching species, and then you have all these different orders of fae that also have these powers because they're fae and not just because of their orders. Wow, that was a really convoluted way to say that. The other thing they do in this magical structure, which I thought was really cool, was they have this importance on tarot readings and their god, I guess, like their religion is the stars and like what the stars decide, and that's kind of their fate. Basically, the world building is amazing, and I never want these authors to stop writing about characters in this world just because I love it so much. Okay, so the main character in Dark Fae is Elise Callisto, and she is a young 18-ish, I think she's 18-year-old. She's really poor from like kind of the wrong side of town, and her brother winds up dying. The police, the FIB, the Fae Investigation Bureau, they this is the only time I've read a book, and they've done it in a way, I don't know how, I don't know what it is about this specific structure that they've created, but the silly little anecdotes alluding to real world things don't irritate me, and they don't seem out of place. Like they're done really tastefully. Whoever would have thought that you would be talking about a supernatural reverse harem as tastefully. Elise is the main character. She's kind of spunky and got a chip on her shoulder, and she's seeking revenge because her brother has died, and the FIB ruled it as, a suicide, but she knows that he would never do that and that it had to have been murder. So she's like on this rampage to find out what happened to her brother. It opens up a lot of like opportunity for character growth and acceptance and mistakes. And the one thing, God, there's so many things. I need to stop saying the one thing because there's so many things I love about this series and these authors. But they fuck their characters up. Like, I love an author who really just really fucking hates their characters. Because it just gives so much opportunity for really cool shit to happen and for the characters to prove different facets of themselves. So these authors have no qualms about like really throwing some tough shit at their characters, which also makes their reading experience very like heart palpitating. And I know that sounds dramatic as shit, but I'm telling you, man, I feel like I'm running a marathon because this fucking book is crazy in the best way possible. Totally lost my train of thought. That's happening a lot. I hope you're keeping up with this shit show. She winds up going to the academy, the school where her brother was going to school at, and getting involved with these 4 dudes. And each of them, you've got the one, like the bad guy. This is where the tropes and the stereotypical things kind of come into play in regards to reverse harems, because the 4 different dudes definitely kind of have stereotypical personalities from male characters that I've seen across the reverse harem world. But the storyline and the world building and the plot really just makes everything I don't know, it just makes it so different and so engaging and so wonderful. And I'm thinking, like, I'm thinking in my head right now about the last book and the cliffhanger that was left for us. And guys, this book series needs to come with a warning, because if you're not emotionally stable, capable of handling craziness, then maybe go check out my other reverse harem recommendation book and read something that's a little more stupid entertainment. Because yes, these are incredible, but Corona might not be the time to get involved. Unless you're fine. If you're fine, then cool. Yeah, so that's Dark Fae. Zodiac Academy is, again, set in the same world, but it is set, I think, 4 years later. So Zodiac Academy follows these twins, Tori and Darcy Vega, and they are living in the human world. They think they're human. They get scooped up by someone and then taken into the Solaria, the world, and they learn about who they actually are, and they are treated like absolute dog shit by the 4 kind of, popular guys. I mean, there's a lot more to it. They're not actually just the popular guys. They're like in line for the throne. But again, they go to a different academy in like the good part of town. This is like the good part of town academy, the richy rich kids and all that fun stuff. So these twins go to this academy. They are out of their element. They know nothing about what it is to be fae and like the cutthroat ruthlessness that is being fae. They've been through a lot. They were in foster care when they were humans, so they've struggled and dealt with a lot of things. And now they're having to go through a shit ton more things. And like I said, this is not it's not, there's no technicality about it. It's not a reverse harem. It has kind of those themes, like it feels like it could almost be a reverse harem, which is why I'm including it in this and calling this reverse harem, because it does kind of have those themes, but it is very much a bully romance, and they are not for the faint of heart. I don't think this one, I'm trying to remember, I don't think this one is like super graphic or terrible. I mean, it's not great. Like there's some really shitty things that happen. But again, it doesn't feel like it's just for no reason. Everything that happens in these books feels very intentional and very much like it's moving the plot along, moving the story along, creating this arc of character growth. And I love it. I love it so much. Dark Fae and Zodiac Academy are just the 2 series you should start from these authors, because technically you should read everything. They just released another book in this world, and it's about Rosalie Ascura. She is Dante Ascura's cousin. Dante is one of the 4 male interests in Dark Fae, and she is probably my favorite character out of all of the books that I've read so far. I love her so much. She's such a badass, like sexy, sassy, strong. Like she's actually written, she's a written character that like has muscles and is athletic in a very like strong kind of way, not just, oh, I'm toned, but like, nah, she beefy and curvy, and like she know what she wants, she get it. I don't know why I dropped into that vernacular. Forgive me. If you don't believe me, you can totally check out the Facebook group that these authors have. I'm pretty sure they have one for like just the 2 of them as all like authors, but then I think they do have a specific one for Zodiac Academy, or maybe I'm just making that up. Either way, I will have that linked down in the description for you to go read other people's opinions about these books. And then also when you do wind up reading them, you can go and bitch to the rest of us about how the injustice of everything feels. Have you guys read these book series? If you have, please comment down below and let's gush about it together, because I'm really sad that I've got to wait. And still on the hunt for a good bisexual reverse harem. The last good one I read was that Vampire Queen series, and like it was good, but I mean, she had like 1 one bisexual scene. I don't even know. It felt very much like a, oh, let's put this in so we can call it by poly-harems. Poly-harems? Is that a good term for it? I need there to be a poly-harem genre. So I'm really shit at writing romance, so I can't write it myself. So I'm gonna need you romance authors, you erotica authors, to get out there and write some poly-harems. And if you guys know any more, please leave them down below for me. I would love some book recommendations while chilling with Corona. Not with it, I don't have it, but you know, in the world of Corona. On a serious note, I hope that you guys are all doing okay during this craziness, the unknown and everything that's happening. I hope that you are staying safe and healthy in both the physical sense and the mental sense. And one day at a time, guys. We're all just doing the best that we can. So I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.